received 4 legal notices. If you don't take your video down, we can ask you for 2 crores. We can put you in 6-month imprisonment.
For defamation.
Yeah.
I'm really curious on knowing your journey from this what an MBA McKinsey consultant who's finally sitting with me as food farmer.
And I'm now going against every single company I used to advise 2 years ago. You don't create a health revolution without making a few enemies. If you send me a legal notice, I will get you publicly noticed. So all these junk food brands, they're like the next 10 years, they're predicting that the growth will come from India. And I did not like that at all, that why all these junk food brands want to grow in India only. Usually the worst products will be sold by celebrities. Everyone is educated, super educated, but we're not health literate. Every single label is in English. Only 15 to 20% of India knows how to read English. So what about the remaining 80% who don't?
I'm sure a lot of clean label brands came to you and said, you want to promote this for us.
Many of the clean label brands are not as clean as they claim to be.
So how do you even claim that this protein powder that you are making is going to be healthy?
I think...
Are you saying health and taste can't go together? What makes us trust a brand? A clever tagline, clean packaging, or something deeper? Today, we are sitting down with Revant, also known as Food Farmer. We unpack the psychology behind marketing, the ethics of advertising, and how you can become a smarter, more conscious consumer. Revant is starting his own clean food label brand, and this might be the first podcast where he's sharing his candid thoughts on how he's going to be different from the ones existing in the market. Revant also took a guest lecture for our undergrad students of psychology and marketing, where he broke down the marketing behind Wimmel, Boost, Sprite, and many others. If you are currently in 11th or 12th and want to build a career in advertising and marketing where you want to learn from Revant and others, check out our 4-year undergrad program in psychology and marketing. Our guest today is somebody who has been a dear friend. We went to college together. He's an NYU Stern grad, a Wharton MBA, and a former McKinsey consultant. I wouldn't have imagined meeting him as Food Farmer, but I'm very, very happy. And even we have a lot to catch up on. I'm really curious on knowing your journey from this Wharton MBA McKinsey consultant who's finally sitting with me as Food Farmer.
No, it's been an interesting journey. So yeah, we were together in Wharton together, and she was one batch senior to me. So I should take her advice on job recruiting and all of that. But anyway, so one thing, when I was at McKinsey, I was essentially advising brands, and often many of the brands you see here potentially, some of these brands I was advising them on marketing and things like that. But then I realized a lot when we were doing strategies for them, they used to often also say that the US market is saturated. There's no more growth left in the US and Europe. They want all their growth to come from India. So all these junk food brands, they're like the next 10 years, they're predicting that the growth will come from India. And I did not like that at all, that why all these junk food brands want to grow in India only. So that was one of the many, many reasons why I was like, I want to do something to potentially now come to India and try to see what can I do to not let the junk food revolution start, and instead can there be a healthy food revolution. So this was one of the many things that I learned, that through advising these companies, that there's going to be a lot of junk food bombardment in India in the next 10 years. Secondly, I also know that there's, like I studied health 10 years ago, very briefly, like, for 1 year I had done a health coaching like certification. So I did have some idea about health, but I saw that even the most educated people, like, from fanciest college, you mentioned Harvard, or you mentioned Wharton and NYU, even people, my batchmates, everyone is educated, super educated, Ivy League colleges and all of that, but we're not health literate. I have been to IITs, IIMs, and many other fancy colleges. When I speak there, they're very educated, very smart, but they're not health literate. They don't know about calories, about protein, about artificial sweeteners, about colors. So I realized that there's a very big difference between being educated and health literate. So I was like, can I do something here around health literacy? So I made this risky move of leaving everything in the US, coming to India with that hope that I can make India more health literate, more aware of what we are consuming. Because I see the most health conscious and the smartest people also drink sports drinks thinking it's healthy, filled with sugar. They think it's healthy. They go to the gym, they work out for 1 hour, they sweat, and then they have a drink which is horrible for them. So I realized there's a lot of things that I can help out on, and that's what I took this huge leap of faith, and I'm now going against every single company I used to advise 2 years ago. Once again, I was a consultant in McKinsey. Now I'm essentially criticizing all these other companies. So it's a interesting journey.
No, you're right. I mean, you said that your friends, who are educated but health illiterate, I think I fall into that category. And I can see some brands behind you, right? For example, Kellogg, Horlicks, Boost, right? These are the brands that in our minds were always healthy brands, right? To kids today, you say Horlicks pillow, Boost pillow, right? For breakfast, for I think years, Kellogg has been positioned as a healthy breakfast substitute to our Punjabi parathas, right? So how do you think India can become literate? Are you saying that there is a way to make this happen? Did you have a plan that I'll come here and start something? Like, what was the plan when you said I want to make India health literate?
So the first thing I was going to try to do was start a scanning app where you scan the barcode of a label and it will give you a health rating. So the idea was that a lot of very high percentage of what we're eating today is packaged food. But most people don't know if their packaged food is healthy or not, and every brand today is claiming to be healthy, right from a 3 rupee biscuit to a 3000 rupee protein powder. So the idea was, can I create a scanning app where you scan the barcode and it will give you a health rating A, B, C, D, E. So that was the first idea. I'm still continuing to work on it. I'm partnered with another brand. So that was like, every single label is in English. Only 15 to 20% of India knows how to read English. So what about the remaining 80% who don't? So again, scanning an app, scanning the barcode and getting a health rating can help the remaining 80% of the people as well who don't know English. And in general, it will just help with literacy, like your food choice in general. So that was one of the things that I wanted to do. And outside of that, it's just that I have been trying to, outside of that, I've also been trying to create courses around health. And I'm not like charging like, typically what people do, 500 rupee, 2-hour masterclass and things like that. I'm not doing any of that. It's like pay what you want. So you can pay, some people pay 10,000 rupees as well, some people pay 1,000 as well, and some people pay 0. And I'm like, you can pay what you want, and I'm teaching people around health, how do you read a label. So these are some things which I'm doing to try to help with health literacy outside of the policy changes, like talking to the ICSC and CBSC and other board heads that can be introduced health in the school curriculum. Because I strongly believe that just the way we study history, geography, integration, differentiation, we should study health in schools as well.
No, fair. So you said you always wanted to do a business around health, right?
Yeah.
You said you wanted to do an app, or you wanted to do courses.
Yeah.
So is content creation path towards launching your own startup?
So to be very honest, you can't plan or gamify that you start posting content in order to then start your own business. When I made my first video, I made it for like not Boost, but something like Boost.
Everyone knows that.
But I had 1,000 followers back then. And when you have 1,000 followers, mostly your friends, family. So the idea is that when I made the video, it's to raise awareness amongst my own peers. You can't plan on going viral. Like you can't plan that, okay, I'm going to now diss on this company and I'm going to go viral and then I'm going to start my own brand. You can't plan that. So I made a video to essentially educate people that the brand which is claiming to be healthy is not as healthy as it is. And then I made more videos to educate people, and even the second video went viral, third video went viral, fourth video went viral. And now I have enough of people who know that I'm here to help people. I'm not here to like I'm here for the people. That's been established, I guess, in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So I thought that now that I have that trust and I have a distribution as well, that there are totally cumulatively around 5 million people, which is 50 lakh people who follow me. So can I not use that distribution and trust to give people a healthier alternative? Once again, you cannot plan this, that because when you have 1,000 followers, you don't think that, oh, I'm going to make this video, it's going to go so viral, and then I'm going to create my own brand. It doesn't happen like that. Everything is like one step at a time. Then people themselves, after I made like so many more videos, people themselves were like, you only criticize products, you never tell us what is healthy.
What's the solution?
What is the solution?
You're only telling me the problem.
So you're just telling me the problem, you're telling me what not to eat, but you never tell me what to eat. So that's like, things like that. And they're like, Food Pharmer, can you please create your own brand? In fact, I did a full voting. I gave 4, first of all, I asked people for the options, what do you think I should do? And then I put 4 votes on an Instagram story. Should I start my own brand? Should I focus on health education? Should I should I get into politics? A lot of people want me to get into politics, become a health minister, they say.
I'll vote for that.
And 4th is, should I go back to the US? And 72% of people voted that I should start my own brand.
Yes.
So everything is basically user driven, and I'm essentially building in public. Yeah.
So let's talk about the clean label industry, or the healthy food industry in India.
Yeah.
There's a lot of brands, D2C brands, that have come up saying, like no unhealthy fats, pure. There's many, right? I don't want to name them. But
naming is my job.
Naming is your job, not mine.
Yeah.
So I just want to understand that they cater to a very niche market,
yeah.
right? The Ivy League educated, as you were saying, probably they will buy. But when you talk of the masses that you cater to, do you really think there is a space for a clean label in India?
100% clean label is difficult for a very mass market because there is a price challenge. I think there is a market for better for you products. So there are 2 aspects, 100% healthy and better for you. 100% healthy is very difficult to go mass market because you cannot compete with a 3 rupee Parle G or a 5 rupee biscuit or a 10 rupee chips and whatever else. So I don't think there is too much room for a 100% healthy brand to go super mass market. I think it will still, there's a room for a brand, like a big brand as well, but it will cater more towards the tier 1, tier 2, richer customers. 100% mass market, I think it can be better for you, which is we use lesser fat, we use lesser sugar, we use a better quality oil. I think that is possible, that instead of a 3 rupee biscuit, this is a 7-8 rupee biscuit.
So where is your startup focused on, the mass market or the niche market?
Hopefully, eventually, we'll go to mass market as well. But I think, unfortunately, in the beginning, it will be niche because the first product we are trying to do is whey protein and plant protein, which just by virtue of the price itself, the cost price itself, it's like only a very small percentage of India is consuming whey protein. So usually the cheapest protein you'll get is 2,000 rupees. So if you're having 2,000 rupees also in a month, and if you have it for 3-4 family members, it's like 8,000 rupees, unaffordable. So unfortunately, just by virtue of price point, whey protein is just a very expensive segment. So it will be realistically not a very mass market thing. However, we will try our best that based on the ingredients that we are putting in, we will try to put high quality ingredients, but we'll try to make it relatively affordable for the quality of ingredients we are giving.
Fair.
And the way we'll do that is because I have a distribution. I have 5 million people following me and a decent number of people trusting me as well. So I'm hoping that my CAC, customer acquisition cost,
and the marketing cost is
and
much
the marketing
lower.
cost will be lower than other companies which are also selling these products. And I'm hoping that some of these benefits of the lower customer acquisition cost can be passed down to the customer. That is the hope, that can be charged 10-20% lesser than other cleanish brands.
Fair. So there I have a question, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're very popular on social media.
Yeah.
I have personally seen reels that talk about, not yours, but that talk about even the protein powder not being good for your health.
Yeah.
And it impacted me, right? I had a protein powder dabba in my house. It was there and I was like, okay, after the gym, you need to take it.
Yeah.
And then once I started seeing those reels, I was like, should I just take protein in like the food, right? Your lentils and your beans and all of that. So how do you even claim that this protein powder that you are making is gonna be healthy, because there are enough reels out there saying that even the powders are not healthy?
First of all, I don't think I'm going to claim anything. I'm just going to put some ingredients and it's going to be for the people if they want to buy it or not. So I'm going to try my best to not make claims like,
Let me rephrase.
Yeah.
How do you ensure yours is different and healthier?
Okay. I think I am not necessarily going to make something which is significantly healthier. I think what I will try to do differently is to make it more transparent. So whatever I sell, I will try my best that every single thing is on the front of the pack in very easy to understand terms, not confusing terms, not saying certain, not like, using, like some companies use a sugar substitute and they say no added sugar. So try my best to make it as honest as possible. But eventually it will be, I will explain the pros and cons of each ingredient and why it's there, and ultimately it will be for the user to decide whether or not they want to have it.
So when is it launching?
Hopefully in 2 months, but I've been saying 2 months for the last 6 months. And so hopefully in 2 months time I don't say 2 months because it just keeps getting delayed. So one thing I'm building in public, I don't know if in India or even in the world how many times this public, I mean many people build in public, but the way we are doing it is that almost everything I'm doing, I'm getting the people to vote on it. So right from whether I should start a brand or not, people voted, and 72% of people, as I said, voted I should start a brand.
Yes.
Then which category should I start? People voted that you should do protein. Then amongst protein, should I do whey protein or plant protein? People voted I should I don't remember the exact percentage, but approximately 60% of people voted for whey protein. Even with sweetener, should I do concentrate or isolate? Everything people are voting. I'm just telling them the pros and cons of each decision. Because unfortunately, as we discussed, consumers are also not health literate. So they also don't know the difference between a whey protein concentrate or a whey protein isolate, or a monk fruit or a stevia.
Yeah.
So all I'm doing is I'm giving the pros and cons of both, and then the user are choosing that, okay. And I'm also telling them approximate price point. So it's not that you can just vote for the best quality ingredient.
And then might be expensive.
It might be too expensive and no one's going to buy it. So I'm also telling them, यार अगर आपको ये healthy चीज़ चाहिए तो वो महंगा भी होगा. ऐसा नहीं है just vote for the cleaner things and then don't बाद में मैं 6,000 रुपए का चीज़ launch कर दिया कोई खरीदना नहीं है.
Fair. So which other brands do you think are doing it right? I mean, there are a lot of brands out here. I don't know any of them will fall into your category of doing it right. But which ones you think, yeah, this one is healthier, this one is clean food?
Some brands which I think are doing a good job. One is Two Brothers Organic Farm. So they sell mostly organic food. And one thing which I liked about them is that you can scan a code and you can track it back to the farm. So they'll show you the farmer which made the food. And I love that they were trying to make it like, farm to factory and like farm to end user, like a traceability feature. So I think they are doing a good job. I think True Elements is another company.
Yeah.
I think they got recently acquired, but I think they relatively are doing a good job. Like whatever you see relatively, like, for example, a lot of companies, they write no added sugar, but they use cranberry. And cranberry inherently, most of the raw material, whenever you buy cranberry, they put sugar in the cranberry.
Okay.
But most of the bigger brands, they call themselves honest, but they essentially use that gimmick that they'll use sweetened cranberry and then they'll write no added sugar.
Because they haven't added any sugar.
They haven't added sugar, but the place that they bought them from, they
added
sugar.
the sugar.
So there are many companies do that, but I think as far as I know, True Elements does not do that. So these are some brands which I think are doing a good job.
Great. Now let's coming back to your vision for your startup. I
Yeah.
think being an entrepreneur is not easy,
Yeah.
right? Now, as you said, for the past 6 months, the product has been under innovation piece, and finally within the next 2 months, we expect it to come. What is your vision? What kind of products are you envisioning after the protein powder? What do you think is going to be eventually the target audience? What metric are you going to focus on? Is it the number of people? Is it the revenue? Is it the profit? Just want to understand where do you want to be with this venture of yours?
Got it. So I haven't thought every single step in the process. I will hopefully get the consumers only, like the people, to guide me in the next steps. However, the idea is that one by one, if we can make each category healthier or give a better option for people. I think protein itself is very big. So far, India has been a very carb-heavy market. If we can make protein-heavy products, not only in whey protein or plant protein, but a protein bread or a protein chips or like other things which are more protein. I think another interesting segment would be outside of protein would be the child segment. So whether it's teenagers and preteens, for example, this category.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people want me to start something here.
I thought that would be your first category to start in.
So I some parents did ask me to start this. The challenge with a boost is it's a two customer problem. So you have a parent and the child, and you have to try to sell to both.
Yeah.
And the parents want the product to be healthy, and the children don't want it to be healthy. They want it to be tasty. So how do you build a boost essentially, which is catering to both parents and children?
Are you saying health and taste can't go together?
It's difficult, especially for children. It is possible to do it together, but it is difficult because eventually a child's primary instinct is what is tastier for me. I'm going to have it. If it's not as tasty, I'm not going to have it. So you're going to, if I build a product and a very clean product, but the child may choose to have a product like Boost or Horlicks or any other company, which I'm not going to name, just because they find it more tasty. Yeah. And that is a very difficult thing to solve. But I will do it. But I will get there. I will start something in this segment as well. So if anyone who's a competitor of Boost or Boost as well, watch out, because I am going to get there as well. But the idea is that you asked me about my vision and things like that. Yeah. On a more serious note, wherever there is a trust deficit, like protein, there is a trust deficit. People usually don't trust protein powders.
Yeah.
So I feel like protein is a great segment to actually build a trusted brand, because people usually don't trust protein powders.
Yeah.
Similarly, people often now are not trusting this segment. People are like, all of this is unhealthy. So I think there's another potential there to build something trustworthy.
And there are many, right? For example, let's say juices as a category. We know they have a lot, they're called fruit juices, but they have a lot of sweeteners. Yeah. Right? Snack as a category, right? I think India has a lot of Indian snacks that we consider healthy, but at the same time, when they come in packaged food category, a lot of stuff is added which we have no clue of.
Yeah.
Right? So we try, at least I try, that snacks are also made at home, and then we pack it and keep it for the next, let's say, 7 days or whatever. But you mentioned a very valid point, which is that categories where you have a two customer problem, they are very difficult to enter into. And we are in that category.
Yeah.
Right? And my audience here, my one customer segment is here who's very much in love with the brand. But then there is another stakeholder that we need to keep convincing.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I think first you should try something. There's only one customer, and then switch to.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of it. Masters Union also has a two customer problem. You have to convince your parents and you.
They
not
are
only-
convinced.
yeah, you're convinced, but you have to convince your parents, and that's the challenge. I have to do the opposite, I think. If I build a clean brand,
Yes, you're
the
convincing
parents are
the
convinced, I have to
parents.
convince the children.
Yes, that's a different one.
Yeah.
But between the children and the parent, it's usually the child that wins.
Okay. So,
So-
basically, my brand's not going to do well.
I'm going to taste your product first. Well, moving on, our students here, they are great entrepreneurs.
Okay.
You met a lot of them. They're making dips, they're making their own yerba mate, they're making their own healthier drinks. They would love to work with you
Yeah.
in launching your startup. Are you ready to take interns from Masters Union?
Sure. Come in, help me out. I am struggling here, trying to do too many things by myself. And I'm sure that I love to learn from a lot of you as well. I just did a class where I taught some people, and I could already see so many people contributing things which I was like, yeah, why am I teaching them? They should be teaching some of this to me as well. So I think there's a lot to learn from students, and I'm sure I would be happy to get interns if anyone's interested. You
All
can,
of them, I would say.
yeah, sure. You can take my number. You can take my email, foodfarmer@gmail.com. You can send me an email. But yeah, would love to take anyone's help.
No, great. And guys, don't reach out directly. Career services, first step.
Okay.
Then Revant. Great. Now, Revant, let's come back to your philosophy.
Yep.
Right. While it's a great mission, I want to understand the person behind this mission. Right. You were doing fantastically well. You were in US. You were doing your great job at McKinsey, and we all know how much consulting pays, what the perks are. Were you scared to leave all of that?
Definitely. It's not been easy at all. When I left the job, I made the video that I made during my notice period. A lot of people don't know that I was still.
And that was just out of frustration.
I left the job for many reasons. One of it is because I genuinely cared about health, like for India, and another obviously was a little bit of frustration towards my other job, earlier job as well. Bit of everything, but it was very scary because when I made that first video, not only when I quit my job as well, not only did I make a decision to quit a job, I also essentially almost permanently decided that I'll never do a job again. And the reason was, when I made that video and it went viral and all of that, and the company started slamming me online, the first thing, the article, if you Googled my name, would be, this person is unscientific, because the company claimed that I'm unscientific, even though it is not. So just imagine, no other company would give me a job, because if you Google me, the first article is Revant Himatsinka has made a video which is unscientific, which is misleading. That is what the company claimed. So that was a very scary situation to be in, that not only have I quit my job, I left my visa in the US, I came to India, but now I will not be employed anymore. So I will have to figure out my own path. And it's not easy because MBA is expensive. You finally are doing a stable job where you're making money after so many years. So that was a very scary period, and within 2 days, I received 4 legal notices. So most people just know of the first one, but the next day I received 2 more legal notices, and then
From the same company?
No.
Okay.
No, another thing, that's the most surprising thing. Where is it? यहाँ पर भी होगा कोई ना कोई. So yeah, there's there. So
there is,
Chyawanprash. So I got a legal notice from Dabur Chyawanprash. I got it from Real Juice, and 1 or 2 more companies. Within 48 hours.
Saying what?
Saying that I have defamed them. And some companies, like in their legal notices, they make it very scary. So they are like, if you don't take your video down, you will have to then potentially, like, it's not that it's guaranteed, but they're like, if you don't take your video down, we can ask you for 2 crores. We can put you in 6-month imprisonment.
For defamation.
Yeah. And these are the type of terms they use. And for someone who is starting out, these things are very scary. Like, your parents get scared more than you. I think the company also understands the 2 customer thing. That is not only you will get scared, the parents will get scared and the parents will force you to take it down. So that was very, very scary from that sense. And you don't know what's going to happen. Like you are at that point, if you put yourself in my shoes.
The answer is maybe, let's just take it down.
Let's take it, what's the benefit?
Yeah.
I don't have a job, I'm not making money, and people are not going to hire me because they are seeing all these Google articles against me. So the safest choice is to just take everything down. So that was the biggest challenge. So it was very scary. But I got a lot of support. So public really supported me. So even though I did take down the videos because of legal reasons for the time being, I kept making videos. I never stopped. Like even like 1 week after the legal notice, I made videos on other companies, on the same company as well, like, you know. So I kept making videos, and I had one thing: I will do whatever I want as long as I feel it's correct. So I'll never blur logos. If you've seen any of my videos, I never blur logos. I always show the brand names. Lawyers told me, don't use the word of the brand, use some rhyming word. So don't say boost, say juiced, or like say something else. But if you've seen my videos, I always take the brand name. I don't say some rhyming word or hide behind it. And the idea is that I strongly believe that we should be able to say what we want freely.
Yeah.
I have studied nutrition. So if someone who reviews movies can review a movie, someone who studied nutrition, why can I not review a food product? Like how is it illegal to say Boost is unhealthy? It's not illegal. There are 10,000 reviews probably on Amazon which already say it's unhealthy. Just the only difference is I'm doing it and more people are watching it. You go to Amazon, there are thousands of reviews saying it's not as healthy. So I just like what I'm doing is not wrong. I know it's not wrong. You can say whatever you want legally. So I just kept at it, and I got a lot of public support, and eventually it worked out. And although I'm still getting legal notices, this week there was a court case on Wednesday. So it's still happening, but I realized it's a part of the journey.
And superpower to you to be able to, confront all of that and stay strong, because usually most of the people would have just given in.
Oh, thank you. So I now have one line for all brands. If you send me a legal notice, I will get you publicly noticed. You don't create a health revolution without making a few enemies.
Yeah.
So if you will fight, I will fight back. That's the thing. So earlier I would delete my videos. That's what I did in the first few times. Now I no longer delete my videos. Now I try to fight back legally. I go to the court. So I don't only send the lawyers. Usually most people send lawyers. Most of the times I go to court myself. Yes, there's a lawyer of course there, but I am also present. So the brand also gets like, okay, this guy is coming himself. It's not that he's just sending someone. So they also get like, this guy can handle the court thing. So even they get a bit more intimidated, I think.
Fair. Now, I think you talked a lot about the support and the love from the public and the masses, right? Now, I've met a lot of content creators. While being in the public is a lot of love, there is a lot of hate as well, right? So any instance where you felt that maybe I shouldn't have been that public?
Not really. I think I've been fortunate that most of the comments I get are very positive in nature. Sometimes someone may say something. For example, I'm starting a protein brand, and I'm not a gym bro by any means. I'm a relatively skinny or lanky or whatever word you want to use. So there'll be someone who will comment ki bhai tu khud protein kha le. And it's funny. I mean, even I sometimes like the comment also. It is a funny comment. But these are the type of comments which people are there. But by and large, people are very supportive. It's not that sometimes people will try to troll you. Sometimes the brands themselves will hire people to troll you. Like for example, my Twitter account got hacked and deleted. So my Twitter account is currently Food Pharmer 2. Food Pharmer got deleted. I lost all my followers. then there are some ads which are being run. So the palm oil board is running ads against me. So you'll see many ads. Food Pharmer is lying. Food Pharmer is doing this. So there are ads which are trying to defame me. Then there are paid comments against me. So I'll see suddenly after 2 days of my video, I'll see thousands of comments, all by people with 1 or 2 followers or 0 followers. So you know it's like fake accounts.
Yeah.
All negative comments. Those kind of things happen. But from the public, by far, it's mostly positive. Sometimes I get some feedback here and there, but by and large, it's been pretty
Positive.
good.
So let's talk about the public,
Yeah.
right? If there was one habit that you could change for youngsters, the public here, what would you change? Eating habit I'm talking about.
One habit I would change for youngsters would be don't be enamored by celebrities. And that indirectly affects your food choices because many of the celebrities that you look at, they don't consume the products that they advertise. This sounds like common sense. To you, it may sound like, this is so everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
But for the wider public, the more underprivileged and NGO, like when I speak at NGOs and underprivileged schools, you will be surprised at how much people believe celebrities. You are probably very smart. You may realize ki, yaar, if Alia Bhatt is selling me a fruity, she is not having the fruity herself. But the wider audience may believe that. I'll give you an example. I went to an NGO like to speak, and one kid told me, मैं कोक पेप्सी नहीं पीता हूँ, मैं जंक छोड़ दिया हूँ, मैं कोक पेप्सी नहीं पीता हूँ, मैं अब सिर्फ स्प्राइट और लिम्का पीता हूँ. Like स्प्राइट और लिम्का क्यों? Then he told me क्योंकि स्प्राइट ट्रांसपेरेंट है, स्प्राइट क्लियर है. Then I got a recall, Sprite's tagline was clear hai. And they were essentially using that to think that Sprite is healthy for them. And similarly, with Limca as well, they were like, this is a lemon drink.
Yeah.
So it's good
It's
for...
like Nimbu Pani.
It's like Nimbu Pani, exactly
With
what he
soda
told.
in it.
With soda in it. And many times they gave me answers around that, okay, but ये cricketer भी तो लेस खाता है, ये cricketer भी तो Maggie promote करता है. They genuinely believe it, which is why usually the worst products will be sold by celebrities because they cater to the mass market. Like this Vimal. So the unfortunate reality is
3 superstars promoting Vimal on the same ad.
yeah, so they imagine the budgets they have. Imagine the budgets they have, that 3 superstars and 1 Vimal. You will go to Dream 11, you will have 20 superstars in one ad. How? That's the most unfortunate reality is that Bollywood celebrities and cricketers come together. The only companies which can afford them are betting and pan masala brands. So imagine, and these are the companies which cater to the mass market. They don't only cater to tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 villages.
Yeah.
And they are very enamored. Ki, arey, Shah Rukh Khan bol raha hai.
Yeah.
Arey, Salman Khan bol raha hai, which is why the companies are paying them so much. So yeah, if you're a young person, don't blindly follow celebrities. That's a very, very, it may sound as common sense, but it's not as common as you may think it is.
Yeah. Do your own research.
And I'll give you an example for you guys. Y'all may not buy a Vimal, but y'all may buy something else. Y'all may buy a Prime Energy. That is like, a Prime Energy drink, and y'all may look up to a Logan Paul. Because an American influencer is considered cool by us. Just the way a Bollywood star is considered cool by someone in a village, an American influencer is considered cool by a tier 1 person. So a Logan Paul having a Prime Energy or a Mr. Beast having a Feastables, a lot of people in South Bombay and South Delhi will be willing to pay 1,000 rupees for a Prime drink.
Yeah.
So once again, I've seen so many super rich kids buy Feastables and Prime Energy and a lot of these other products just because essentially of someone in a Western country is buying it. And there is unfortunately an obsession we have with
The Western
Western accent, which is just very ingrained in us.
Yeah. No, you're so right. So 10 days back, I met
a teenager going to an international school, and the question we asked her was, which cosmetic brands do you use? Because the conversation was around organic, no toxic, those kind of things, right? And she said, I use only American brands, no Indian brands. So it wasn't about just healthy or organic. There's this positioning that if something is coming from India, it'll be bad for your health. But if it is coming from the West, it's somehow good for your health.
No, it's crazy that positioning is very, like sometimes very sad and annoying. And every field I see that West versus India thing. Like you look at any Indian teenager, like who's relatively well off. Everyone is following American celebrities, American influencers, British influencers. You go to UK or Europe, not a UK, Europe, US, wherever. Not a single American kid is watching anyone from India. And that's unfortunate. Like I don't know any Indian influencer per se who someone in America is following.
Except for Shah Rukh Khan.
Shah Rukh Khan maybe, but Shah Rukh Khan honestly also, it's mostly the Indians living abroad. It's not that like typical
White
American white guy or a black guy is watching Shah Rukh Khan. Most of them are not. It's only Shah Rukh Khan and maybe Priyanka Chopra who have little bit of a internationalist appeal, but very less. But like there's no influencer, like an influencer in the traditional form, not actor but influencer. Even a sports person, no one has really, or even a singer. Like we watch Korean movies, we watch Korean TV shows, we listen to English music. Very, very, very rare cases of an Indian getting popular outside. And I feel that is, hopefully there'll be someone who does it.
We are rooting for you. You are going to do it.
Yeah. And one last thing I'll add here is that even Indians who speak in an American or Western accent are considered more credible. So when I came into India after living for 13 years in the US, people were like, आप इतना Indian accent में क्यों बात करते हो? अगर आप American accent में बात करते, आपका premiumness ज़्यादा होता. Like in every way, people would consider you more credible, brands would pay more for you. Every way you would sound more credible. And if you think of it, Indians who speak, like Indians who live abroad, or like for example, a Jay Shetty, if you all know who he is, he's considered more premium than the Indian equivalent of Jay Shetty.
Because of the accent.
One of the factors, or like anyone, like Superwoman, like any Americanish person who's technically Indian origin, is considered, or like Indian authors who live abroad, like a Robin Sharma or Deepak Chopra, they are often considered slightly more like premium than an Indian equivalent. Like Chetan Bhagat will be somewhere here. Someone who's like from abroad will be considered to be superior in some way or form.
Fair. Now you talked about...
Sorry, I'm digressed a lot. Yeah.
No, that's okay. But very good point said, where you said a lot of our privileged kids follow American influencers. We have a lot of them in the room. So I'm going to take a quick poll. Guys, is it true? Raise your hands if you follow anybody from US or from the West as an influencer. Or if you use, Western brands. Almost all hands up.
But it's not wrong. Even I follow people from the US. I'm not saying it's wrong, first of all. I want to clarify that. It's not wrong to follow anyone from the US. It's just sad that the other side is never true. That, there's no one in the US who's following anyone from India, even if an Indian making content in English. People say, oh, Hindi mein banate to kaise koi dekhega? Even someone making content in English no one's following them outside India. And not only in content, like not only in influencer, whether it's music or our TV shows or our movies, very few movies have gone outside of India. Very few TV shows look at the best TV show we've ever made, probably very few people outside India are watching it. Whereas a Squid Game, a lot of us have watched it. And that is a sad thing, and I don't know what is the missing thing. Is it racism? Is it that our content quality is poor? I don't know what it is, but there's something there which we need to do.
On celebrities, I have this one question for you, and I would love to get your input on it. I think after you have had millions of followers, I'm sure you got a lot of brand endorsements, right? You're talking about superstars promoting Wimmel. I'm sure a lot of clean label or the so-called clean label brands came to you and said, hey, Revant, do you want to promote this for us? How do you take those things?
Honestly, I'll say this one thing. I don't know if I've said this before. I have had brands pay me, like pay me as in willing to pay me. They've given me offers of as much as some A+ level like cricketers and Bollywood people to promote their brands. Literally, I'm not joking when I say this. They've given me contracts the same value what they would pay to an Indian cricket team captain, not a player, a cricket team captain. And I have not done any of the food deals. So, and food brands have given me that much. Like, no, a skincare brand will not offer me that much because my content is mainly around food. But I have taken a very major risk, and I have said no to food brand deals as a whole, even clean food brand deals. Forget junk food brand deals, or forget those brands which are junk which claim to be healthy. I have said no to even the clean food brands, and have I done the right thing or the wrong thing? I don't know.
But why not promote them if they're clean label?
Maybe I'll do it at some point, but I just find it that I want to be fully unbiased, and I want the public also to know that I'm fully unbiased, which is why I haven't done clean label brands as well. Many of the clean label brands are not as clean as they claim to be. There is some hidden thing most of the times, whether it's like some brands will use a jaggery. Jaggery is marginally better than sugar, white sugar, but it's not as clean as they may claim to be.
Fair. Last question, and then we move to the audience.
Sure.
What advice do you have for students trying to build businesses, and you met a lot of them, trying to build businesses that challenge the status quo currently in the food segment or even beyond that?
So, health is booming, but there's a lot of scope to build businesses in health. Everyone wants to build businesses in health, but it's not that easy. And there are 3 segments in health which I want to call out. First is what you put inside your body, which is food. That category, healthy food, I feel is getting very saturated. There are too many people trying to make healthy food. So one is what you put inside your body. Second is what you put on your body, which is like sunscreen, makeup, lipstick.
Hair cosmetics,
Hair.
big one.
Back in the day, when people were applying lipstick, what they wanted was that the shade of my lipstick should be very good. It should. Now, when people are buying lipstick, they want to have a good shade of the lipstick, but they also want the lipstick to be non-toxic.
Yeah.
So the point which I'm trying to make is that everything is getting healthified. Earlier it was only food. Now even what you're putting on your body. So earlier when people were putting cream, their thing was like, oh, ye cream aapko gora bana dega. Now it's like, gora banayega, that is still important for some people, but it is ki ye cream should not damage my skin in the long term. People are caring about their health as a whole. So first category was what you put inside your body. Second category is what you put on your body. So I feel there's a lot more scope in the second category than the first, because the first category got too crowded. Too many people are trying to start health food startups. I get 100 emails of peanut butter companies in every month. कि ये मेरा peanut butter company है, promote करो. So first category again, sorry I'm repeating myself 3-4 times, was what you put in your body. Second category is what you put on your body. And the third category is what you use to support your body. And that is, for example, this chair, an office chair, or a mattress. Earlier, when people were buying a mattress, people were like, the companies which were selling were like, इसमें 10 साल का warranty है. अब किसी को फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, जो कंज्यूमर है, no one cares कि does my mattress have a 10-year warranty or not. What people care about is, will my mattress hamper my back or not?
Yeah.
So all companies that are mattress companies are now trying to be like, I'm going to make sure that the mattress has some technology which will protect your back. Once again, the point which I'm trying to make is that everything is getting healthified. Even a mattress or a chair is getting healthified. So the advice which I have for you guys is, when you think of health, don't just think of a health food company. Think of what you put on your body. Think of what you put to support your body. Think of an air purifier, which is you are breathing. So health is becoming much, much, much broader than just food. And I think in the next 10 to 15 years, there's going to be a major healthification of everything.
Even the gadgets that you're wearing on your body.
Yeah,
That's a big space.
Yeah, anything like headphone, t-shirts, anything and everything will become, there's some health or sustainability or some angle which will be different from the usual metrics which people use to buy a product. Right from an AC, which people are like, currently they're focusing on how cold or warm the AC can do. Maybe there'll be a different metric that, okay, does this
Purify the air.
does it purify the air?
Big
So
one.
my point is, more and more people are thinking about their health in various forms, not just food, and try to think beyond food, because food is too crowded. I am starting food only and only because I see there is scope in it and I have some personal trust and distribution. If I did not have this, I would not start in the food space, because I feel food industry is the most difficult space. But I genuinely feel that food is a very difficult market. There's a lot more in health space which can be done outside of food.
Thank you, Revant. A huge round of applause for Revant. Now let's quickly move to the questions. Okay, already a lot of hands are up. We're going to start with you and take the others. Please go ahead.
Hello sir, lovely session. So my first question is, big brands like Bistro, Snack, Zepto Cafe. So these are the next big monsters I see in becoming. So, and this is something, let's say, in Boost or Lays for that matter, we can read what's behind the label and somewhat analyze. But in case of Bistro or Snack, we cannot do that. So don't you think that these are going to be the next big monsters in the near future?
You're very right. I 100% agree. As you said, you can read a label of a Boost, but you don't know what's happening behind a 10-minute food startup. I think one thing is that we have to use common sense, that if some company is delivering a product in 10-12 minutes and it's a cooked product in 10-12 minutes, not a packaged food. So if someone is delivering a cooked product in 10-12 minutes, that means it's all pre-cooked. It's not actually being cooked when you order. So I think we'll have to use common sense that it's most likely not going to be healthy for us. So we'll have to make more informed decisions in that way. But yeah, you are right that it's going to become the next monsters. And a lot of people have in fact told me as well that Pharmer should expand beyond packaged foods, and can you start a Pharmer approved sort of a label certification sort of a thing. One for packaged food, certifying whichever brand is healthy, putting a stamp on it. But not only there, but even in restaurants and cafes like that, can you have an auditing team which goes into these restaurants and does surprise visits and all of that, and have a Pharmer approved like certification or label or something, such that if you go to Zomato or Swiggy, you just turn on the Pharmer approved filter and see the cleaner restaurants. I know these are a lot of, hawa mein baatein, like, these are very theoretically, it sounds really good. Operationally, these are very challenging. But a lot of people have told me, can you make a list of 10 restaurants in every city which serve clean food where you've done some sort of an audit? So these are some ways we can maybe try to see if there's a quality check which we can do. But you're right that it's very difficult to make out ki kya ho raha hai wo 10-minute delivery wale cheez mein. For now, we can just assume it's most likely not good for us, and as much as possible avoid it.
One more question, sir, to have. So, as you said that you have two consumers in the case of Boost, I'll take it as the favorite example of all. So they are mothers and the children, of course.
Yeah.
So recently we had Raj Bell with us here, and he told that around 2017 or 18 he tried to dive into the same space and apparently created a very tasty supplement in case of boost. But the problem was the mother refused to believe that the product was really healthy because it was so damn tasty. So that was the challenge.
Okay.
How do
Good
you
question.
how do you plan to solve that? Because आपने tasty बना दिया, healthy भी बना दिया, but still there is this dilemma because still people perceive that if it is too healthy, it won't be tasty, and if it is too tasty, it won't be healthy.
I think, to be very honest, by and large, at least in this segment, boost segment, malt based drink segment, it is by and large true as well. If it is too tasty, how is it too tasty? Most likely it's either sugar or some sugar substitute. So they won't use sugar, they'll use jaggery or something else, or brown sugar or something which is similarish to sugar. So I don't dispute the parents. I don't know, what Viraj Bell's product was, but maybe it was genuinely not as healthy. So that is a challenge in this category. But yeah, you eventually have to educate the end user that if it is tasting very, very good, why is it tasting so good? So you have to display it. Okay, it's because we are adding XYZ ingredient, which is what it makes it taste so good.
Moving on to the next one.
Hi sir, it was great meeting you. As we are talking about food, I have a question regarding water. There are different types of water available in the market, 20 rupees water from Misleading and black water, sparkling water, and these are being sold at a very high price. Are they really healthy for us and our health, or it is only the marketing strategies which make them look fancy and healthy for us?
I think by and large, it's mostly marketing. I would by and large, at least at this point, based on the knowledge and research I have done, a regular water that you buy or in your home as well that you're getting from your water purifier is most likely good enough for you. I don't think you need to buy some 100 rupee Evian water or like some really fancy water. I think by and large, what you buy is good enough. Just that now you're in an airport, they're going to charge you 100 rupees for the water. If they charge you 100 rupees for a Bisleri, you will just feel like you're cheated. So then they're going to put some expensive brand. So at least you will not feel that bad. Okay, I'm getting a slightly more premium brand at least. So the packaging will look like this, not look like like a plasticish bottle. So that's the only thing. I'm by and large, I think all water is relatively the same. Yeah.
At the back.
Good evening, sir. Could you clear out the common misconceptions about protein and whey protein specifically, whether it's isolate or whether it's concentrated? That's my first question. And my second question is, normally in Indian culture, parents have this idea or this ideology that we should get all our nutrients from the dairy foods such as dal, chawal, roti, sabzi, right? What do you have to say about supplements specifically and other sort of pills or fish oil specifically that we should take for people who go into the gym or working out?
So I believe, first of all, many parents, including my own parents, they are very fishy when it comes to supplements like whey protein, plant protein. They consider it as steroids. And I tell this to many parents, including my own parents, that just supplement is not equal to steroids. Steroid or supplement, दो अलग चीज होता है. So that's one thing, that supplements and steroids are two different things. Unfortunately, most parents are fine with a boost or a Horlicks, but a whey protein, they're like, no, this is not good for you. And I think it's a lot to do with, like, in general, we don't like anything which is unexplored. Like, for a parent growing up, for the first 40 years of their life, that did not exist. So suddenly you tell them something new. It's like, something you're unfamiliar with, you get scared of. It's human psychology. Anything you're unfamiliar with, you get scared of. You don't trust it as often. Something you're familiar with, you trust more often, which is why they trust a Horlicks more than they trust a whey protein.
Similar to how they trust DU more than a master's union.
Yeah, exactly. You are better at plugging in things than even influencer. You know, influencer just plug in their own brand or like plug in.
I'm going to plug in my brand.
Yeah. Similarly, so I think the familiarity is one thing. I personally believe it's very difficult for everyone to get all their nutrients from dal, chawal, sabji, as you said. So if it's difficult for you, then you can choose for a supplement, which is why I am personally not against supplements. If you're not able to get it from your food, which most people are not able to. Similarly with vitamin B12 and vitamin D and all, most people are not able to get it naturally through food and sunlight, in which case you may need it.
Okay, one last question and then I have a game for all of you.
In the next 10 years, where do you think the average Indian consumer will incline towards? Healthy food or still the tasty food?
There's a line which Mr. Damodar Mal, who's a chairman of one of the leaders of Reliance Grocery, he told me कि Indians बात करते हैं सैलेड के बारे में और खाते समोसा है. तो I think वो 10 साल बाद भी वही रहेगा कि people will talk about healthy food and will prefer consuming junk. I think India is a very taste first and price first market. Price is unfortunately, we can't help that. I don't blame that because your income is lower. So you will be more cost conscious. But we are in general a very taste first market. So in 10 years as well, I think taste will be a very big component. However, I want to say that now there's awareness has increased a lot as well. So earlier the problem was even if you want health, there are not enough healthy options.
Yep.
Now people have got so aware that any clean food startup which is starting now, they are relatively healthier. So in 5-7 years time, 10 years time, there will be so many more startups and healthier options, and because of the competition the prices will also reduce. So I think it will get slightly easier to pick healthier food, and I think that will help at least the health conscious people make healthier choices. Right now the unhealthy people the people who are not health conscious are anyway picking junk, but even the health conscious people don't have the options of the healthy food, which I think in 10 years time there will be so many healthy options at a relatively affordable price that it will become
And at your fingertips.
at your fingertips. Instead of 10-minute delivery, it may be 5-minute delivery. Who knows? I don't know what will happen. That will probably become easier. Yeah.
Okay, so now there is a competition, guys. Food Pharmer is here himself. He's an entrepreneur, and we don't let entrepreneurs go without letting our students pitch to them. So he's a budding entrepreneur running an early stage startup, and you just said that you would want to take interns
Sure.
from our students, right? So I'm going to pick 2 students, give 1 minute to each of them, and if you're ready, pitch yourself to Food Pharmer here, and he will take you for an internship. Are you ready? Can I start the stopwatch? Okay. Starting the stopwatch now. Go ahead.
Sir, as you mentioned about 2 brothers organic farm, I have been working on a startup from last 2 years, which work on providing India with 100% organic fruits and vegetables as a product. I have an experience of working how to deal with the consumers, how to deal with the farmers for that. So I think I will be the best person for that, who has worked prior in that to do internship with you. I don't want any salary for the internship. I want to learn. So that's it.
20 seconds he pitched.
Wow.
Great, very crisp and short. Are you? Huge round of applause. Food Pharmer, are you taking him?
Yeah, man, you're hired. Please come in. I think we need more experienced people. You have probably more experience in running a food company than even I do. So, because I am still starting. So, yeah, would love to have you on board and learn from you and work with you. Wow, card word bhi hai. See, I agree that Masters Union seems to be 1 level above DU.
10 levels.
10 levels.
For you to replace your competition, you need to be 10x better,
Okay.
not 2x better.
Okay, especially if there is a very preconceived mindset for so many years, I think you may need to be 10x better. That's great. No, it seems like you're already there. Thanks, man.
Okay, who is the other person? The lady at the back, I'm going to give her the chance.
the first and foremost reason for which you should hire me is because I am very much into health. When I was 15-year-old, I lost 10 kgs. Since then, I have been healthy eating, weightlifting, and doing all those things. I read all the labels very clearly and I don't buy any product. And I am working with the ma'am told Yeva Mate. I'm also working with them interning with them as well. And I can create crazy marketing campaign. And the one USP which I have is I have studied pharma for 1 year, so I can read the chemicals and understand ingredients very properly.
Wow. So we have 2 interns. I would not even call you all interns. It seems like you all know more than just what I imagine for an intern is someone who's just coming in to learn. I think you all are coming in to contribute heavily.
So you're hiding your leadership of
Yeah,
your
yeah.
startup from here.
We have a full board of directors here, I think.
Your CMO, your COO, your CBO, everybody is here.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's very impressive. I really liked your pitch. It just seems very genuine and seems you're genuinely interested in fitness and health. So yeah, would love to work together.
Great. I think we're running short on time, and Divyam is giving me hints. So thank you so much, Food Pharmer, aka Revant. Now, I think I used to know you as Revant and now as Food Pharmer, but thank you so much for taking out the time, flying all the way to Delhi for us and for our students. Really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Any last words from your side?
Last words are that 2-3 things. One is that convince your parents if they're not convinced yet, because it's going to have a lot of fun. I think there's a lot to learn in a very realistic setting rather than a boring lecture form. I think you're going to learn a lot from real life entrepreneurs, real life influencers, real life businessmen. But besides that, I would just say is that one mistake which I made when I was 18, because you're like 18, is that I was building my resume. I was not focusing on like what I like more or what I care about more. I was like what looks good on a paper. And I think that was a very big mistake retrospectively. I was focusing very heavily on, so when I joined my college, I focused on those clubs which I thought that, okay, if I join this club, then I'll get this job. And retrospectively, if I could go back to when I was 18, I would join that club which I cared about more rather than joining a finance club just because if I put a finance club on my resume, if I apply for a finance job, it will look better. So one line which was there, build a life, don't build a resume. There is nothing worth doing for hours and hours just for a bullet point on a CV. For one line on a CV, it's not worth spending 6 months doing something you hate or something which you don't get much value out of. So focus on what you care about, not on a one bullet point on a CV. That's the only last thing I'll say. Thanks.
Thank you. Build a life, not a resume.
Yeah.
I wish we knew this when we were in college. I
Yeah.
think this hits you in early 30s, but I think you guys are much more smarter, so you will be able to understand it in your early 20s maybe.